They had a big piece in the paper. Just said one employment for dial work for West Clocks. Well, I was working for the bakery downtown, and I thought, gee, I believe I'll go over there. See how much you get. Well, I was going to get about twice as much toward fare. And in them days, you like money because you got very little of it at home. My first day at work, well, I thought I didn't like it. Because after, they learn you to put the thing in your mouth, that's the first thing they taught you. And I felt when I went home at noon, I never come back. Because I was telling my mother, and my mother said, well, what do you know what you put in your mouth? And I said, well, it's the stuff they put on the clocks, that illuminize it. Well, I don't think, she said, that's good. What do they have to put in their mouth for? If you got a brush. And I said, because they showed you they'd only let you do like one numeral at a time. They picked out the 12 on the top of the clock and do the 1. If you overrun, you picked it up and put it in your mouth. Just looked at it way this, way that, but I was great because they use your right hand, you go like that way. And she still didn't approve of it. So I went back next morning because I liked the work, and I didn't like the work, but I thought there's money involved, see. And I said, Mom, they pay pretty good. And after I said, you get, where you're good at it, they pay more. Well, I guess that was all right for her. So she said, well, go back and try it again. And then I liked it. I just stayed, you know. At that time, I worked at the old high school. We'd set a big long table, maybe there'd be 20 girls sitting there. Because you got the woman that's learning you to paint the dials. She sits right beside you and shows you how to mix the stuff and how to put it on. She might paint 2 or 3 numerals for it. Then she'll go to the next one. Then she'll say, now you go ahead and follow up what I did. And the brushes was real skinny. You stick in your fingers to stick in there. That's why you wipe so much and with your mouth, because you have to get new radium to put on it, see? And that's that stuff what they gave us at first. I don't know what we used, whether it was plain water or what, because they never explained it. But as years went by, a couple of 3 years, why then we used that flint I told you and stuff like that. But that wasn't used at the beginning. And nobody thought where was the danger at.
Gosh, look at how we used to come up here when we were tiny and walked all the way up here.
Yeah. Gee. And how Mom used to walk up here every morning. Real early, she'd get up before some of us kids were even out of bed. Just walked up here to the grave.
The reason Peg worked there at the radium dial, she liked the good money they made. And she used to help out at home with it all the time. She loved her job. She always said it was so important for her to be there and be there on time. She just loved her work, painting those dials.
May the souls of the faithful departed through the mercy of God rest in peace. Amen.
I can still see her. Peg. My sister worked at the radium dial, and she went there right after she got out of high school.
She was only 17 years old.
And even though I was only 13 years old, I can remember her very, very clear. This is a picture of the girls that all worked at the radium dial. They all worked with my sister. And that was in the time of the Depression. And all these girls worked with her, and they all painted just like my sister did, the faces of the clock. And they got good pay, and that's what they liked. Naturally, money talks. I don't care what field you're in. Money talks. If you've got the money to buy and take care of yourself, you've got it licked. The whole world, boy. And a lot of these girls have passed away. In fact, St. Columbus Cemetery is full of them. And I knew a lot of them. And they were all pretty girls, young, just raring to go out and lick the world. But they were real nice girls. And like I said, they were making the money.
It wasn't too much of the money spent on herself. It went to help the rest of her brothers and sisters to have a little more than what they would have had she been working there.
I remember my sister buying me a beautiful blue dress trimmed in white for my 8th grade graduation. It was so pretty. Oh, we went to church. It was graduation in St. Columbus Church, and all the girls and boys looked so nice. I had a nice white hat on, and the dress was all shirred at the top with white stitching, and I just loved it.